Hi, it's Eric here, and I am making a video this evening how I'm talking with famous people to respond to Type Tips video, which is titled How the Types Are Evil. And I'm mostly going to respond to it in terms of addressing the issue of how we ought to look at behaviors and human functioning in terms of, quote, maladaptive, evil, non-optimal functioning, or whatever other kind of words you want to use. So here's the thing. The good news is we have a really clear definition of evil. We don't have to have a squishy one. We have a really clear definition of evil. Evil is the intentional violation of negative rights. So definitely intentionality comes into play. And definitely people do evil things all the time, and they do it on purpose and consciously. Most of the evils are very minor evils, so they don't really matter a great deal. But I agree with Homie in Type Tips. I don't know what his name is. I forget what his name is. We'll call him Glasses Brown Shirt. So anyway, Glasses Brown Shirt indicates that most evil behaviors are non-conscious, non-intentional manifestations of dysfunction, maladaptation. That's not true. Um, they are usually conscious in the sense that a person knows what's happening, but it doesn't seem to be to the person possible to do that which is necessary to avoid the rights violating behavior. So, of course, it's important also to remember what constitutes a right if we're going to understand evil. Our right is defined as that which confers a duty upon another. So the only legitimate rights that are universal and don't change over time are negative rights, the rights of non-interference. So evil then is going to be defined as violating an individual's rights of non-interference. If we're going to look then at MBTI types as to what types are evil, then we have to first define those terms, which I just did. Okay, so now that we've defined those terms, we can have a more meaningful discussion of what constitutes evil. The evil then is going to manifest as control in one way or the other, or in violence, possibly. So, I mean, the gist of the evil thing is, how are ENTPs likely to be evil? Well, we're not. We're not likely to be evil. We are likely to be dicks, and that's not necessarily maladaptive. To a certain extent, my dickishness is necessary, because after Glasses Brown Shirt watches this video, he's going to have a much more thorough conception of what constitutes behavior that is actually maladaptive versus what constitutes behavior that is disruptive. So it's important to remember that NE people, like me and ENFPs, they're going to naturally be disruptive, and they're going to make people uncomfortable sometimes. Like this video might be making you a little bit uncomfortable because it seems a little attacky. Now, I'm in a bit of a fighty mood right now because some woman from Australia expressed her own dysfunction upon me and made me mad. And now I am expressing my own dysfunction on Glass Brown Shirt by talking about how his video is wrong, right? Because that's what we do. We NGPs, we talk about other people's shit's wrong. Now, and the thing that makes it really tricky for me, and links in with this video nicely, is I have to be super, super attentive to this shit. Because normally, if somebody's going to come and talk to Type Tips about his video and explain why it's wrong, Type Tips has a better than fighting chance of holding his own in that sort of situation, right? He's the one making the videos, and beyond that, he's the one who studied this subject a lot, and he knows what he's talking about, and yada yada, all this other stuff, right? Well, I mean, he doesn't have a fighting chance in this instance, and that's not really fair. So I have to be really cautious. And so already I'm like toning down the volume on the contrariness here a little bit because I'm talking myself into it, right? I realize the fact that I am not fighty because of type tips. Type tips guy is totally pleasant. Glasses brown shirt, you are totally pleasant. I have no problem with you at all. But you happen to be the title I saw that I thought, When I clicked I've seen your video title many times before, How the Types Are Evil. I've never clicked it, because I'm not interested in watching it, to find out how the types are evil. But I clicked it tonight. Why? Because I thought, aha, there's a subject where I can dismantle somebody. Right? That's a good one. It's topical for me, so it's a purely utilitarian choice here. Now, is that evil? Dysfunctional? Maladaptive? I don't think so. I think it's ultra meta. It is pretty ultra meta. How are the types evil? Well, E, SFJ, ISFJ, you fuckers are too controlling. Yeah. INTP, you presume rights you don't have. You're obsessed with privacy. Yeah. ENTP, you call people on their bullshit all the time, even when they don't really deserve it. Yeah. What else is there? ESTJ, you're not flexible enough. It annoys me. INFJ, you're cool. You get a pass. ENTJ, I don't know any of you. INTJ, you're cool, you get a pass because I like Mega Bro, and I don't know any other ones. ESFP, I don't really know any ESFPs, I don't think. ESTP, you totally get a pass. You get promoted to the front of the line because my drummer's an ESTP, and all praise is fucking due. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, all ESPs in the world get a pass because of this drummer. No matter what I might have thought of them previously, or which was based on nothing except for watching like EJR&D, This guy, I don't like this guy. He thinks he knows something. I'm gonna fucking talk shit about him. Who knows why I have these behaviors? You might say I'm projecting my own insecurities here. I don't think I am. I really don't. I think that I'm projecting something, but not that. I don't feel insecure. I feel annoyed by the wrongness of others. I don't know. Some people I talk to come at life from the same basic perspective of both annoyed by the wrongness of others and perfectly willing to not care at all about it too. But that's just rhetoric at the end of the day anyway. That's why we're so willing to move on once there's a concession. We don't need to have reparations made. We don't need big apologies usually. We need an acknowledgement that the truth is the truth and the right arguments are the right arguments and the wrong arguments are the wrong arguments. Because if we have that, if we can both be fair and reasonable, then there is no dispute that persists, ever. And if we can't, then you're a big part of the fucking problem. So anyway, people who don't answer on point, that's how you're evil, whatever type you are. If you're not answering on point, then you need to go slap yourself in the face like this. Pew! Pew! And say, wake up, self. I didn't answer on point. That makes me a bad person. So, glasses brown shirt. Very nice to talk with you this evening. Here, this very one-sided conversation. I didn't really hear any reply from you yet on this video. That's probably because you're only on the GoToMeeting with me in an imaginary fashion. But I'm hopeful someday, Mr. Type Tips, that you and I can have a conversation. And I would like to talk to you about MBTI shit, which I am confident you are very knowledgeable about. However, I do not think you're very knowledgeable about defining evil. And that's tonight's episode of Talking with Famous People. And to the extent that anyone and everyone is correctly annoyed by the fact that I just picked some random other YouTube maker to be the vehicle for my little rant here, good job spotting the flaw. Thanks for watching Talking to Fitness People. I've been host Eric.